Welcome. Isn't this thing absolutely amazing? This is a Scale model Mercedes-Benz 300 SL, and it is, in my opinion, the most amazing 1/64 scale diecast model that I have in my collection, easily. Um, and just an absolutely beautiful model, full moving parts, and yeah, just stunning. I did a full video on this a few days ago. If you're interested in taking a closer look at it, please watch that video. But I wanted to just show this quickly as part of my haul for this week. This was definitely the most notable addition, and it's just an absolutely stunning model. But beyond that, we have a whole bunch of other really interesting stuff, or what I think is really interesting stuff to look at. Um, Quite a bit of variety this week. Uh, and we're going to start with something quite a bit different than we've ever shown on the channel before. We have some. I'm spacing on what these are called. Um, sprint cars. Whoa, man. Okay. So, dirt track oval cars, sprint racers. These are from Acme. Acme usually does collaborations with Greenlight, but these are pretty clearly from a different company. I don't know who actually manufactured them. We'll maybe get these out of the package and learn a little bit more about them. But these things are pretty cool. I'm personally not really a huge fan of oval track racing in general. Um, but I like interesting cars, and these are definitely very interesting cars. Let's see if there's anything on the. It just says Acme. It doesn't have any other indicator of who makes these cars, but these things are pretty fascinating. So obviously they're designed to run on an oval track, and then the shape of the wing is built to apply pressure to keep the inside tires with the maximum amount of grip, and then the cars tend to slide around the corners. It's a kind of interesting style of racing to watch. I can't say I'm a particular fan of it, but I don't mind it. I definitely think it's more interesting than certain other forms of oval track racing. But these cars are really cool. This is the first of these that I've gotten. Acme put out, I think, four or five different versions of this, in different liveries, and this one's very cool. And then I have this other one, the 49 Brad Sweet Napa Auto Parts livery, and I believe that they're all the same model. Um, we'll do a little comparison and see if there's any differences between them. But this one's really cool too. Actually, I think this is probably my preferred version of the two. But I think the models are pretty much the same. I don't know that there's any. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any real variation between them. But yeah, awesome models. Very cool, and something very different. Um, I don't have anything at all like this in my collection otherwise. I have tons and tons of race cars, but nothing like this. So these are a great addition. Very 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 happy to have these. And I may actually have to pick up the other ones that they've put out. Then oh no, before we do those, today I received a gift package from Rick at Whole Lotta Zepp, and so his channel is about Led Zeppelin as much as it is about diecast cars. So his calling card is to send people the Hot Wheels Led Zeppelin castings. So he sent me this Holland Gas casting in this Led Zeppelin livery. I'm not going to take this off the card because this really should live on the card. But this is a kind of an interesting casting. Even though this is technically a fantasy casting for Hot Wheels, it is based on an actual vehicle from I believe the 30s or 40s. Texaco, I believe, had a gas truck that actually looked kind of like this, which is pretty interesting. But yeah, so Rick sent me this, and he also sent me this Mini GT Mercedes 190E in camel livery, this is an awesome model as well. And I'm not going to open this one either. And then he sent me one other one, this Moon Eyes 1957 Chevrolet Bel Air, and this thing is just absolutely gorgeous. And this one I am going to open, and we'll take an up close look at this, because this thing is just beautiful. I saw this on his channel and commented on it, and he said, "Oh, I'll get you one." I was like, "Well, thank you." So Rick, thank you. I really appreciate this, because this is a very, very beautiful model. It looks like the hood should open, but I don't think it does. I think this line of M2, the hood doesn't actually open on it, but it's beautiful, kind of a matte blue, metallic blue paint with these flames and the Moon Eyes livery and these Moon Eyes dish, or whatever these wheels are called, disc wheels. Fantastic. Yep, absolutely beautiful model. So Rick, thank you. That's Rick at a whole lot of Zepp channel. Check out his channel if you like diecast cars and Led Zeppelin, and he has some pretty cool stuff as well. Okay, then Greenlight. We have some hobby exclusives. This 1980 Ford Mustang Cobra. This one looks really cool in gloss black with green stripes and the green Cobra logo on the hood. Came across this on eBay a few days ago, and I was like, I've got to have it. This particular style of Mustang, I used to not really be a big fan of it, but again, thanks to diecast car collecting, and particularly Greenlight, and the selection of models that I now have from the company, I have grown to really appreciate these. And this one is a fantastic version. Very cool. And the hood logo looks great. Yeah, this is really nice. Very, very cool. So that's a hobby exclusive release. Another hobby exclusive is this 67 Ford Mustang Sport Sprint, and this has like some old style Mustang advertising on the card art, which is pretty cool. You can see the features of the car. I don't have an example of this car yet, so had to pick this one up just to see how their 67 convertible Mustang casting is. I do really like the Hot Wheels version of this car, and this is really nice as well. Greenlight can really do a fantastic job when they have their quality control in check. We'll see. I've got quite a few other Greenlight models here, so we'll see how many of them have quality problems. But this one is quite nice. It looks pretty good. I don't see anything that's jumping out at me as a major issue, which makes me happy. Nice engine in there. And yeah, this is very cool. I like these wheels on this. It just for the era, they fit for that era of the car. It's very cool. And then another casting that I didn't have an example of yet is this 2002 Nissan Skyline GTR R34. We'll see. I have this car, many versions from other companies, but not from Greenlight. And this looks pretty nice. This actually has inserted details for headlights, but there's the typical Greenlight sloppiness. They left the sprue connector on the headlight piece, and the windows got this I'm not here to critique the quality of Greenlight's models. I love the brand. They put out so many cool cars, but their quality control it has so many issues. But at their price point, you can overlook it. A Greenlight is a $6 model versus compared to something like an Inno64, which is a $20, $22 model, depending on where you get it. But it's just there's just sloppy. I don't want to be I don't want to fixate on that. But let's keep going with Greenlight. Oh yeah, this one. 1972 Chevrolet K10 4x4 pickup. This one is such a cool model. And this is from the Barrett-Jackson series, which is one of my favorite series of Greenlights. And they did a really good job of representing this truck. Sold for $110,000. It's very cool. Does look like it's kind of bent. Like the bed's not 100% correct on it. But, if you don't focus too much on that, this thing is just amazing. Such a cool model. Does the hood open on this? Looks like it should. Maybe not. No, I'm not going to mess with it. But, yeah, very cool. Love this one. Great looking front end. Just, yeah, love it. It's awesome. A couple more Greenlight. This one's really cool too. 1972 Ford Ranchero GT. This is a little bit of an older release from the Mecum Auctions series. So I think this predated the Barrett-Jackson series. This was Series 4. And this one sold in Las Vegas for only $25,850. That sounds like quite a bargain compared to the prices that you see on the Barrett-Jackson releases now. But this thing is just it screams 1970s. It is yellow, red stripes, and it's a big giant car, pickup hybrid thing. It's an amazing model. And just such a quirky car. Something that doesn't exist at all in the U.S. market anymore. And such a picture of the 70s. Amazing. Awesome. I think my parents actually drove one of these or had one of these. I don't remember it being as cool as this one, but I do remember riding around in it, and it had a 8-track player in it, which was, if you're familiar with 8-track players, they are not exactly the epitome of musical reproduction quality. So, also from Greenlight, this is a new release, another kind of, I guess it's a Miho exclusive. They put out 2 of these Lowriders, although they're called Lowriders, but they don't really look like Lowriders. It's more about the paint than it is about the car. The car does not sit low. But so I'm not exactly sure why that is. They put out 2 of these. There's also a Caprice. I only have this one. I wasn't able to get the other one from the same seller. So this has the type of pinstriping graphics that you typically see on Lowriders. hood's not really perfect on this one. Kind of lowrider style wheels, but not really a lowrider. I think they're pushing it a little bit on this one to call it a lowrider, but and that hood gap doesn't look good at all. That's really unfortunate. Yeah, this one's okay. They do have a whole lowrider series coming out. Their series 1 is coming probably early next year, I think, or maybe it's coming in December. I don't know. And those actually are lowriders, so those should be much more interesting. This one's okay. I was planning to get the Caprice version. Now I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to pick that up or not. I may just pass on it. But okay. Let's see. One more Greenlight. I don't typically go for camper things, but again, this is a 1968 Chevrolet C10 with a camper on it. And I don't know, this just looks so cool. I had to grab it. I'm becoming a really big fan of the Chevy C10 pickup. So just a quick look at this box. So and I assume this camper shell actually comes off, so I have a rubber band on here. Although it seems to be fixed pretty firmly. But yeah, this is pretty cool. I mean, obviously the camper is pretty plasticky, but the truck is awesome. Looks amazing. Although the camper doesn't sit quite perfect. Yeah, I don't know. Pretty cool. Not the kind of thing that I would necessarily collect, but it's a cool model to have one example of. Although it's probably big enough that I'm going to have a little bit of a problem storing it. So that's always a challenge. So it's always a consideration. Anytime I buy something, it's like, do I actually have a place to put that? Because I buy so much that I am going to rapidly run out of space. So okay, next up, I have a couple Matchbox. I have a pair of S2000s. These aren't super exciting. Have just the moving parts version and then the Matchbox Collector Series version. I'd been looking for these for a while. Never found them in store or in like a Walmart or anything, and found them in the local collectibles shop for a reasonable price. Actually, it was the one Black Friday sale that I went to, so got these for half off, which is pretty good. This is a nice version for a Matchbox moving parts. Panel gaps are not too bad, which is good. I kind of like the gold wheels. They stand out a little bit, but it's pretty cool looking actually. Interior on this is pretty good. Yeah, this is nice. Painted, or no, it actually has inserted, or probably part of the window piece, but acrylic headlights and then painted details on the back. So yeah, this is very cool. And then we have the same car, just in the collector's edition in red. So this one will have rubber tires. Red paint makes the hood gap look a little bit worse. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same. Same rear detail. These wheels, they're not really that great looking. They just need some black wash or something. They would probably look a lot better. Give them a little bit more character. Black interior. Yeah, this is cool. I like this one better. But they're both nice. White one wins though. Okay. Next up, we have two racing champions, and again, in the character of going for things that's a little bit different. These are very different. You do not see a lot of this kind of car in diecast models. So, 1935 Duesenberg SSJ Speedster, and these are pretty cool looking vehicles from the 30s. Are definitely seem to not be high on a lot of collectors' lists, but just like the sprint cars, I like things that are different and that I don't already have. So does this have opening? It does. Wow, look at that. Wow. That is cool. That is really cool. Racing Champions has not been high on my list of favorite brands. A lot of their models seem to have really weird proportions and weird scales, and I have no idea if, how close to 1/64 scale this thing really is. But I also don't really care because it's just such a cool car, and then this is just awesome. Really cool. This is a really cool model. Nice job, Racing Champions. Yep, beautiful. So what is this? Well, thought maybe it was like a V12 or something, but somebody, I don't know. Maybe somebody else can tell me. Doesn't seem like that's likely, but it's very cool. I mean, maybe it says on the card. If we look at this, straight 8, double overhead cams, 400 horsepower in 1935. That's a lot of horsepower for 1935. Can you imagine that? 400 horsepower on these little skinny tires? Wow. Awesome. Awesome. And then we get the 1931 Cadillac Cabriolet. And this one's very interesting as well. A little bit more of a classy style car versus like the Duesenberg was kind of like a sporty car. This is more of a luxury car maybe. This thing has a V16. I guess I should show this card. I've been reading it and looking at it off camera. V16 engine. Amazing. So very cool. Let's see, does this have a... Yeah, it does. So 16 cylinders. That's a that's a big engine. So I assume these were pretty big cars, and so they may be, is that were they that big? I mean, this is not a particularly big car, but I don't know if that's accurate scale wise. Greenlight's much more likely to be accurate scale wise. Yeah, I don't know. That seems like maybe that's a little small for a 16 cylinder engine, but I don't know. Beautiful. Very, very interesting vehicles. All right. So then, before we look at this one, just a refresher. A couple of weeks ago, I picked up this one. This is an amazing model. This is from Inno64, and it's a Toyota Land Cruiser FJ60. If you've been looking at these, grab them. These are stunning. Just beautiful. And so I went ahead and picked up the other version that they came out with at the same time. And there is actually a third version of these available. It's in a Coke livery, but it's like a Hong Kong exclusive. So you'd have to order it. I tried to order one and I wasn't able to get it, but we'll see if I'm able to get my hands on one. But this one has a cool roof rack on it and some nice stripes along the side. So very beautiful models. You know, you have inserted details for your tail lights and your headlights, and they look great. I do think I still like the blue one better, which was my gut feeling when I originally only ordered that one. But this one's pretty cool too, and depending on what you like, you may prefer this one. It's a more off-road, rugged kind of thing. The tires are more off-road oriented, and then you have the roof rack. Everything looks. Let's see if we can see any kind of detail in here. Not a whole lot really. But yeah, these are beautiful. Inno64 is definitely going up on my list of favorite brands. I've had a little bit of reluctance with the acrylic case type things, but they're putting out stuff that's been interesting enough to me that I do like it. So very cool. I definitely recommend those. If you have any interest in them at all, I would recommend picking them up while they're available. And then finally, I did find some new Hot Wheels. It's been a while. I mean, it's kind of been sad. The stores have not had anything. I'm sure, if you're watching this channel, you've probably been in stores and had the same experience. So these are Q case. So Walmart's finally started getting in some Q cases. And so we're going to open these quickly and take a quick look at them. So just this recolor of this Ford Mustang. I threw the card away. 67 Ford Mustang Coupe. I think this one, the first version was purple, I believe. And then this is the recolor. It's a cool casting. I really like this casting. It looks good. I think the first version probably looked a little bit better, but it's cool. And then recolor of this 89 Mazda Savannah RX-7. This has been put out in several colors now. So we get it in a dark blue. It's a metallic blue. Looks pretty good. Full detail, front and rear. Looks nice. It's nice. And then the Nissan Skyline 2000 GTR. This is part of the Then and Now series. So this is the then version of the gray GTR. The now version is the R35 GTR in a gray. Probably should have grabbed that one off just to put it together with this one, but I forgot. This one looks nice. This is the recolor. So the original version was in yellow. Looks much better in this metallic gray. It's very cool. Detail on the back, and then on the sides, nothing on the front. It's very cool. Then I found a Toyota Supra. 20 Toyota GR Supra. These things have been impossible to find. This is the recolor in yellow. The first version, I believe, was in white. I have never seen one of those. Apparently, these are one of the models that whoever finds them takes all of them. And I'm not really sure why. I mean, those headlight tampos look a little iffy to me. I mean, I guess it's a kind of cool model. The wheels look too big to me, too. But maybe I'm just spoiled because every other version of this car that I have is a premium version. Mini GT does a fantastic version of this car. So the Hot Wheels is a little mediocre in comparison in reality. But this is a popular one. This is pretty rare. I don't know why, but then have this Lamborghini Countach police car, and this is actually a treasure hunt. So there's a treasure hunt logo on there, which I was very surprised to actually find a treasure hunt. I actually found two of them, and so I can see the treasure hunt on the card. I found two, and I only took one because I only need one. I do like this casting for some reason. It's a little bit of a goofy casting, but there's, it's kind of a meh livery, I guess you would say, but it's cool. It'll go with the other versions that I have of this car. So very happy. And it's treasure hunt. I don't really collect those necessarily, but if it's a car that I like, I will grab it. I would really like to find the Galaxy. There's a treasure hunt Galaxy that I would like to find. That one I definitely am on the lookout for. So 98 Honda Prelude, red with black hood, looks nice. White wheels. This looks really good. This is a cool casting. Rear taillights look surprisingly good for Hot Wheels tampos. Yeah, front end looks good as well. Overall, this is really nice. This may be my favorite version of this car. The first silver one that came out and the premium silver one are both very nice, but this one's really cool. And I think this also came out in yellow, maybe. I'm not sure if I have that one though. I may have missed it. But very nice. Then we have this weird thing, Aston Martin V12 Speedster. Such a bizarre car. This is a real car. It is not a concept car. It is being manufactured. I think the card just tells you a little bit about it. So they're making 88 of them. It's a very expensive car. I do know that. And it is strange. No windshield at all. It's kind of cool. Although it is weird because it looks like a Vantage with the top chopped off. Yeah, it really does. Huh. That's cool. It's just cool. Am I going to say it's the most beautiful car in the world? Yeah, no. But it's cool. All right. Custom 70 Honda N600. This looks really good in this teal color with these little tiny black wheels on it. It's another recolor. Full detail on the front and on the back. Just a quirky little car. Little tiny black wheels. It looks cool. Yeah, it's cool. Don't have a whole lot to say about that. I don't know much about that car, but Let's see. Then we get the Pagani. I love Paganis. I'm very happy to have this one. Pagani Huayra in gold. And I actually like this Hot Wheels casting of the Pagani quite a bit. You know, they do a fantastic job for, you know, this is a dollar car. You know, it's not, you know, completely embarrassed by the mini GTs and other versions of the car. I mean, those are much better. There's no argument, but the Hot Wheels is still very nice. And this one is no exception. Looks really good. Gold wheels. And no rear detail, but you do get it. 3 tampo. Actually, yeah, 3 tampo passes because these are the top. So you get the whole top done. And the headlights are part of the top tampo pass. So that looks great. That's great. All right, one more car. And this is the first version of this casting that I have, the Hot Bird. And this looks really cool. Oh jeez. As I dropped it completely on the floor. And this is a kind of a pearl blue with gold detail. No tampos on the front or the rear, but you get the top and then both sides. Gold wheels. It's just a cool casting. It has that cool Hot Wheels character to it. The big rear wheel. And yeah, I mean, for my first version of this is a good one. I like this one a lot. Have the Firebird there on the hood. It's fantastic. Anyway, thank you for watching.